This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can find all the cards featured in this video in their store if you follow the links in the description below. Alright, before we jump into another premiere draft for Zendikar Rising, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can click on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch to take you to their store using my referral link. They have great products to buy, so check them out. So, you know. Probably Null Priest of Oblivion. Its ability to reanimate something is just really strong in the late game, and it's got good stats in the early game. Feed the Swarm is a good removal spell, especially because it can kill Roost of Drakes. Those are the two best cards in this pack, I think. Akum Warrior and Relic Axe are both pretty good too, but we'll take the reanimation creature here. Okay, pack 2. Oh, Low Mage's Domination. I haven't gotten to play with that in a while. It's a strong one. You know, even if you can't make it cost less, it's really good. You're going to be able to steal something with it. It does have a somewhat restrictive mana cost, and that can impact you, but I definitely think we take it here. Pack Beast, probably the next best card in this pack. You know, it's good at setting up party decks or tribal decks, and as a secondary thing, it does have fixing. I think some people overvalue the fixing on the Pack Beast because it's god-awful at it, but the fact is, it's like glue that holds a deck together anyway, so even though it's bad at fixing, you know, it does matter. You just shouldn't... Normally, you probably shouldn't be trying to splash stuff off of only Pack Beasts, I guess is what I'm saying. Alright, well, you know, right now it looks like we're going to be blue-black again. We'll take Deadly Alliance, premium removal spell. I'm all over that. So this is the deck. If we end up in blue-black, blue-black is the deck where this is at its best, because you can actually make it not cost so much mana. Yeah, the crab would be nice. That's true. Okay, so we could stick with a blue or black card in this pack, but I think Kabira Takedown's enough better than all of them that I'd rather take it. You know, it's a reasonable removal spell in most decks, and when you don't need a removal spell and you need a land, it can do that too. You know, Seafloor Stalker, Skyclave Squid are both fine, but I think Kabira Takedown is better, so that's where we're going. Okay, so this pack has two very powerful payoffs. They kind of have to end up in the right deck to work, but both Iridescent Horn Beetle and Rockslide Sorcerer are quite good. You know, this one makes insect tokens for your +1/+1 counters. Rockslide Sorcerer lets you ping stuff every time you play a wizard, instant, or sorcery. And we have another blue card here, but it's not a very good one, and we don't have any black cards. So we're taking either the Horn Beetle or the Sorcerer. They both have really high ceilings. And yeah, so we do already have two black cards, which pairs best with Iridescent Horn Beetle. And I do think it's the more powerful payoff, even if it's a little more fragile. I think I'll take the Horn Beetle here. We started our day with a 1 in 3 Loki is here, so not great, is I guess what I would say. Okay, so let's see. We have Marauding Blight Priest and Zoth Consumption here. We're taking one of them. This really needs you to end up in the Cleric deck to be at its best, but it has a reasonable floor. Zoth Consumption you can play in any deck, thanks to the fact that it's a double-face modal card. I think most of the time it might be right to take Consumption, but I feel like black and white seem reasonably open, so I'm going to grab the Blight Priest here and see if we can make that work for us. Okay, so got a few good blue cards here. Riptide and Vision are both nice. We've got a Gloom Hunter, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, Gloom Hunter does pair well with something like the Blight Priest. Also gets +1/+1 counters if we ended up in black-green, so that's nice. Salundi Vision, like, the Salundi Vision half is pretty underwhelming, but sometimes it's exactly what you need, and when it's not, like all of these, you can just play an island. So, yeah. I'm going to grab the Gloom Hunter here. Okay, so there's a Relic Axe, which you kind of need warriors for it to be at its best, but it's not bad. I think I'd probably take Seafloor Stalker. You know, if we end up in the blue-black deck, it's perfectly fine. Double Relic Axe, a late Ardent Electromancer, and a pretty late Akum Warrior. So Electromancer's nuts and can set up some really good aggro starts, especially in black-red. I think it's what I'm going to take here. The Warrior's fine, like all of these. Not that good when you cast it, but when you need to, you can. And the rest of the game, it can be a land. Okay, so here we have Scorch Rider and McKindy Stampede, both of which are fine. We have one card in those colors. I don't think we want Oblivion's Hunger. I think I'll take Scorch Rider here. I think red seems more open. Yeah, and here's a Fisher Wizard pretty late, which isn't great, but it's very playable. So I like Spellcraft more than Molten Blast. So it looks like black-red may be what turned out to be open. So we'll see. Now we'll grab the Sneaking Guide. So, you know, Horn Beetle looks really unlikely, as does Kibera Takedown. I think blue is still really on the table. And these could be too. It depends what we open, of course, but... Ooh. Okay, I mean, you know, this would really help us stay in blue-black. I mean, it gives us a reason to. It's a great rogue payoff. It's insanely strong. One of the best cards in the set, so I think we take it. We may end up having to splash it, potentially. I kind of hope we don't. I think we try harder to make blue-black our deck if we take Xerath San here. Bubble Snare and Seafloor Stalker and Shadow Stinger would all be things that we'd like to see wheel, but we definitely take Xerath San and see what's what here. Okay. This is a strong pack. I mean, Relic Robber's nice. I think Bloodchief's Thirst and Royal Eruption are both really, really good non-rares in the set that you first pick most of the time. So I think we're going to take Bloodchief's Thirst here. We're a little more interested in trying to play blue-black now than we were. So I think taking a black card makes sense here. So we'll take Bloodchief's Thirst. It's probably the best card in that pack anyway. So, okay, so... Jwari Disruption's not bad. I do like Skydancer a little more, given what we're doing now. We have two cards that really want us to mill our opponent and want rogues. So, yeah, I think we take Skydancer here. Ooh, there's Thundering Spark Mage, which is one of my favorite cards in the set, just because it's so such value. But I think we're doing what we can not to play red right now. At least as a primary color. So we're gonna take. I mean, the red. This card is certainly better than Skyclave Squid and stuff, but I feel pretty motivated to stick to our guns here, despite the Spark Mage being in this pack. Yeah, so I'll take the Squid. Okay, so Pack Beast is nice. Is it better than Zulaport Duelist for us? That's kind of the question. So let's get these red things out of here and see. I mean, the only thing we had in red that was like really good was an Electromancer. So we're not giving up a ton. Pack Beast will fit into what itty deck we end up in. Duelist is a rogue that mills people, though. And that's hard for me to pass up right now. We have two of the best payoffs for milling people. So, yeah. We'll go for the Duelist there. Wow. Okay. Well, this pack doesn't have anything great in it for us, so I think we take Spark Mage. I mean, there's a chance we end up pivoting back into red when we're seeing red cards like this. So the blue ones in this pack just aren't that good for us. You know, the Riptide is pretty good in the right deck, but yeah, I mean, we definitely have a red deck we could turn into. If we could find a little bit of fixing, which isn't exactly easy to do in blue-black, I would be pretty happy. That's for sure. Because probably our stronger deck right now would be to be black-red, splashing blue. Like, well, we do lose Lull Mage's Domination if we do that, but still, that might be the best plan. Anti-Cognition's not bad, and it is a payoff for milling people, and Royal Mage isn't bad either, but I think Expedition Diviner's perfectly good here. Decent stats, has, you know, an ability that will draw you a card some of the time. Yeah. Red does maybe look the most open. So here's another example of that. And I think we go ahead and take the Sorcerer over Shell Shield. Man, I wish I had some fixing. Because red is looking good. We're going to have a hard choice to make whether giving up 2 really strong cards. I mean, I guess we could be blue-red too. But I think our black cards are good enough that we hope that's not the case between Deadly Alliance, Null Priest, and Bloodchief's Thirst. So, you know, we're in a weird place here. But it is nice sort of having the red cards to lean back on. It would be even nicer if this format had fixing in blue-black. And it does have... There's like one really bad black fixing spell, but that I don't think we want. So Bug Catcher is really good in the black-red deck we're drafting. That we might end up in. Highborn Vampire is pretty mediocre, but it would give us more playables in black-blue, which definitely matters at this point. Yeah, I think I'd take the Vampire in the end. So we'll take a red card. Take another red card. Well, no, yeah, we don't have enough. I'm kind of thinking we're going to have to give up Zareth San, which is really, really sad. But the way this Spark Mage wield, like, I think we have to say, see you later, blue cards, and jump into black-red. Which sucks, because these two are so powerful, but, well, this does give us fixing. If we're desperate enough, and we're black-red and we want to splash Zareth San. Yeah, Pack Beast would be good, between the fixing and other stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I think unfortunately we want to throw these things away. We're going to leave Zareth San in and try to splash him, because even if you don't have any warriors, he's pretty good. Rogues, that is. But this deck looks too good now for us to just sort of turn our nose up at it. Yeah. Of course, now there's an inscription. It's not the best of the inscriptions, but it's a pretty strong one. Another Bug Catcher seems nice for this deck, if that's where we're going to be. So, yeah, I think we go with Bug Catcher here. Alright, so here's a Pack Beast, which is fixing, and all the creature types we could ever want. It's kind of unfortunate Shatterskull Minotaur is also in this pack. So we're sort of choosing between slightly increasing our chances of splashing Zareth San, or, you know, playing the card that is just stronger. So, you know. Man. I think Pack Beast will be good in this deck either way. I am kind of sad we didn't pick up that, you know, what we could have picked up in that pack. But the you know, the hasty big guy who gets small, costs less. So we have Grotog Nightrunner, who is a rogue, which Zareth San cares about. But we've also got Feed the Swarm, which is a great removal spell. We're doing all right on removal at this point. I'm kind of inclined to take Grotog Nightrunner here. Yeah, I think we... no, we don't. With the Roost of Drakes in this set, like, you got to take Feed the Swarm, I feel like. So, some good blue cards here, namely Umara Wizard and Zulaport Duelist. We'll take Deadly Alliance here, though. So we do have Cleansing Wildfire, and that might be playable if we wanted to play Xerath San. So, all right. So let's take Shatterskull Minotaur. Yeah, that Charix was a little painful to see, but I don't think it's like that great and limited, frankly. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not as good as like Xerath San, you know. We'll take Shatterskull here. You know, those Spark Mages wielded, so maybe we're going to be lucky enough to have the other Shatterskull wheel too. So, how many wizards do we have at this point? We've got 5, and then we have 3 instants and 2 sorceries. That probably means Rockslide Sorcerer is more worthwhile than the Blood Priest. Okay, so Sky Dancer or Charger. I guess Sky Dancer, you know. I think Xerath San pushes us there a little bit. How many 1-drops and 2-drops do we have, though? We're all right. Yeah, I guess I ran out of time there. Ooh, wow. What? Why are you both in the same pack? Oh, man. They both wield. So, I think we're more in need of a big finisher than we are another value creature. So, I think that's what I want to do there. It is a hard choice. Yeah, we did get that Sorcerer, which I think is what we wanted to do anyway, so... Well, it doesn't have a party creature type, but Geopede's pretty good. Predation's not bad, but I think Geopede's enough better that I'll take it here. Oh, man. So if I knew they were both going to wheel, I might have gone a little differently there, but... No, probably not. So, I think I'm going to try to splash Xerath San off of a Pack Beast and a Wildfire, which... I kind of don't recommend doing at home, but I think we're going to do it. I think we'll grab another Night Runner. We could use a 2-drop, sort of. Yeah, we'll take the 2-drop. So, red ended up just being so open in this draft that I think we made the right choice. The question is whether it's right to try to splash Xerath San off of... Wow. I think we grab another wizard because of Rockslide Sorcerer. So, this is interesting. We can try to splash Xerath San. We'll probably only play 1 island, 1 Pack Beast, and 1 Cleansing Wildfire. So, yeah. I mean, Xerath San is really powerful. How many rogues did we end up with? We have 4, which isn't a lot. It's harder to set him up effectively if you don't have a bunch of rogues. But we do have some, including those with flying. I kind of feel like the blue splash is a trap here, though. I just think it's going to make our deck so inconsistent. And our deck seems pretty powerful in the absence of it. So... I'm really considering just abandoning it altogether. I do think, you know, there are some other cuts here, like the Gloom Hunter doesn't really do anything for us. The Geopede kind of doesn't. The Blight Priest won't do much in this deck either. Yeah. Blight Priest doesn't do much in this deck. Neither does Highborn Vampire, really. So I think those are the easy cuts. Scorch Rider could be on the table, too. And it probably is. And then, yeah, I mean... If we had better fixing, I think I would do it, but... I think we're losing the splash for Xerath San there. I think this deck seems good without it, so I can live with it. We got no double-faced modals? No, we didn't. So we probably have to run 17. Yeah. All right. This looks like the deck. Seems like a pretty good one. But, you know, we'll see. It does hurt, but in a deck with so few rogues and not that many ways to mill our opponent and having to splash it with ugly cards, I think it was right not to play Zareth San. If I had like one more reason, like even another Pack Beast, I probably would have gone for it, but that's not what we had. All right, this looks like it could be a really fast start. We kind of need a third land, but you know, we'll draw it, right? Uh-oh. Guess I'll attack first. Well, if this goes the way our earlier games have gone, we won't draw our third land. Nope. The good news is we can pressure them some and we can then we'll kill whatever creature they play, most likely. But man, if I don't draw a third land in this game, I'm gonna be pretty sad. Hey, we did it. So they may have a Sky Dancer here. I'm kind of okay with that. The best it can do is trade, so... yeah. Spark Mage and Pack Beast, huh? Alright, so... I think we just play the Sky Dancer here. You know, we can play this and get 2 mana, but since we don't have anything to spend it on, it's going to be better to just play the Sky Dancer. Okay. Well, probably Rockslide Sorcerer is the plan here. Wizard, Rogue. Yeah, so we can only add, we'll only add 2 mana right now, which I guess is enough. If I play Electromancer, yeah. That's probably what we want to do here. We could try to hold on to Rockslide Sorcerer for a bit, but I think just pressuring our opponent with more bodies is going to be better. Yeah, we just go Electromancer, get 2 mana out of it. Sky Dancer. You know, the Sorcerer's trigger pinging the Blightblade would feel pretty good, but... so we'll just feed the Swarm that and attack, basically. Yeah, so I think we go feed the Swarm on Skyclave Sentinel. And I think we leave back the Sneaking Guide, but I think we'll attack with everything else. The Sneaking Guide will give us a little bit of reach, like if our opponent manages to stabilize here. So that Cleric would be really annoying right now, though. The giant one who gains them life would be pretty annoying. Okay. They slowed our roll a little. So I think we just attack with both now. It's a question of whether I'd rather play the Sorcerer or the Ambusher here. I think we want to play the Sorcerer. The extra ping damage definitely matters. We don't have a way to trigger it right this second, but we have a bunch of cards in our deck that can allow us to trigger it. Alright, so drop them to 2 here. Play this. Do they have the life gain cleric here? No. Alright. Reasonable start. Right, I think we can keep this one. Probably lead with Bug Catcher. This could mean a really early Shatterskull Minotaur, potentially. So we might just discard the other Fisher Wizard to Fisher Wizard. We'll see. Let's see if they can counter our Bug Catcher here. It's a decent chance. Yep. Okay, they're off to a slow start, which I think we're okay with. Yeah, so let's play Fisher Wizard. I think we'll discard another Fisher Wizard. We might get it back later, but what we really want to find are lands at this point. There we go. So, you know, now we can play the Minotaur next turn. Okay, they're probably about to play into the Royal, since they have to if they want the value. Which is actually pretty good here, because it keeps me from playing my Minotaur now. Man, do I just play both of these Bug Catchers? I was considering playing the Sorcerer, but I think we play both Bug Catchers. So Spark Mage does 2 right now. There's a Roost, but I think we may have had a good enough start here that we might not care. Yeah, I think we hold on to Spark Mage for now. I think we just play our Minotaur here and swing with everything. That was pretty good for them. Man, these 2 value engines they have are not good news, don't get me wrong. I'm hoping we have them low enough, fast enough that it won't matter, but... So if I play Spark Mage here... Oops. If I play Electromancer here, I can play Electromancer and then Spark Mage. It's probably what I want to do. See if they counter it. I don't have a big haste, dude. I have one in play. Yep, pretty gross, but we get in for 1 still. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little worried. These 2 card value engines are not good news. You know, I felt like maybe we'd done enough damage that it wouldn't come up, but it doesn't feel that way so far. Too bad I don't have a Shatterskull Minotaur in my graveyard to reanimate right now, huh? That'd be cool. So yeah, we'll play the Minotaur here and attack with everything. Oh boy. So we're going to be able to reanimate it is the good news. We're going to drop them to 2 here if that's how they block. Also good news. And we can kick the Null Priest next turn. So I guess we want to kill the Diviner more. Yeah. I think, barring something incredible, kicked Null Priest should win us the game this next turn. There's a chance they have counter magic, I guess. You know what's really annoying is that they keep hitting spells. They haven't hit a land yet with this, and that's where this can really be have shortcomings. So even if they kick Royal Eruption here to kill one of my guys, I should still be able to win next turn. Oh no, my Null Priest won't be able to attack right away. But we should be able to get close to setting it up. Okay, they didn't kick it. So they didn't get another body. Alright, so that does pretty much mean we can't win this turn, but this is still what we want to do. So I think I attack with both here. I block both. Yeah. Well, they're gonna need something here, because Menace. I'm sure they'll have it, but I guess we'll make them have it. Then we'll play Sorcerer, Stonework, Pack Beast to drop them to 1. Yeah, so Sorcerer. Drop them to 1. Alright, this should do it. Alright. That was tough. Beating both of those, doing what they wanted them to do was bad. Was hard, but we had them low enough and we had the reach to finish them off. So we're 2-0. We did have a crazy good kicker deck yesterday. Definitely the best deck of this slump I've been in. That started out 3-0 and then plummeted to 3-3. So let's hope we don't go there. Hope we don't. Hope we can turn this positive start into a positive record. But we'll see. I mean, this deck does seem pretty good. It was crazy how open red was in our draft. We definitely made the right choice pivoting. We may have even should have done it sooner. But what was really crazy was those cards that almost made me want to start going red anyway, wheeling. That was some crazy stuff, getting those Spark Mages and stuff. You know, like, pretty crazy. Sounded like my opponent might have conceded already. I heard, like, the explosion sound. Maybe we conceded already. Or nothing happened at all. How exciting. I don't know if I've ever had that happen before. All right, so let's try that again. Ouch. So, can't keep this hand. We have all red cards and all black mana, so... You know, this one is only marginally better, but I feel like going down to 5 is a bad plan. Probably the Ambusher is what I want to put back. I mean, the Spark Mage, if we get the mana, is going to be important, so... Okay. Alright, not bad. I think we probably are happy flashing in the Sky Dancer to block the Wizard. They may get to loot out of it once before we kill it, but... Yeah, that works for me. Red mana. Come on, red mana. Okay, well... Black mana is not too bad. Yeah, so I think we'll end our turn. We're probably not going to block the Pack Beast. I don't know, I might. Yeah, no, we're not. We'll let it hit us. Mostly because Spark Mage can kill it so easily. Oh, God. That is not... This is not going well so far. Yeah, when they release Arena on mobile, that's going to be interesting. Man. I think we probably just end the turn and hope to draw red mana. I mean, killing things there didn't really seem worth it. So they're going for the aggro here. Alright, well, unfortunately, I think we kind of have to kill the Pack Beast. It's not looking great for us. Yeah, if you let your opponent cast that and you can't punish them for it, and we can't, it's not good. Well... I have not gotten to play a lot of Magic this week. You know, our first 2 games today have gone well at least, so... Hopefully we can carry that one into the next round. If I draw a Mountain, I'll be able to, like, double spell even now, which is cool, but... Yeah, I don't see any way we're going to come back from this, but... We can try, I guess. Hey! Too little, too late, I think. But... I'm just gonna play stuff to show all the things I had in my hand that I couldn't cast. We did. If we just had that a turn earlier, it would have made a world of difference. okay. This one's better, but does have some similar problems, but I do think we can get away with keeping it. Nice. Drawing a warrior there was a pretty big deal. Yeah, so we can double spell here. I guess we'll try. Ow. So if we can Spark Mage whatever they play here, we would be ecstatic, but we need to draw a land to do it, obviously. Yeah. Didn't work out that way. Alright, we'll attack with both of these. Play a Skyclate Geopede. If we get a land, I think we win, more or less. If they play Roost of Drakes here, maybe it's a little less likely. Okay. They do not. Oh, man. This is miserable. Yeah. Come on, land. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the land. So, yeah. We're going to play Spark Mage here. Whew. I think we're okay now. Because we can just play another Spark Mage or Deadly Alliance next turn and probably swing for lethal. Yeah, that guy's scary. It's probably safer to Deadly Alliance because they can't anti-cognition it, so yeah. They could have Shell Shield, I guess. But alright, we got there. We needed that fourth land, but I figured once we got it, we'd be in good shape. And luckily we were. We actually drew pretty well in that game to make that hand do what it did, so that was definitely luck on our side that time around. Ooh, this is a good one. Oh, I kind of meant to play my Bug Catcher there, but, you know, I'll just pretend like I didn't. No, I definitely did. Alright, so let's attack here. Okay with that. Now we'll play Bug Catcher. Which, you know, they probably would have blocked and taken one from. Wouldn't have been drastically different, that's for sure. I think we're kind of okay with just leaving mana up here, and then either Deadly Alliance or Skydancering. We do basically have a free attack, so I'm going to take it. They'll probably block, but if they don't, the two... Yeah, they don't. So the 2 free damage works for me. Yeah. So if they, like, kick something here, I probably Deadly Alliance, Risen Riptide. If they don't, I probably flash in Skydancer. Morning Game Ender. You think they're going to put the counter on their Riptide? They don't. Alright, so we're going to play Skydancer here. Ooh, we got rid of a Roost. That always feels good. Now that we have the Geopede, holding on to lands makes some sense. Trying to decide if I want to Spark Mage and kill the Survivor. And just attack with everything. They're not going to block the Riptide with the Riptide. If they did block here, then that would be really attractive, but I don't think they will. Maybe I just play the Geopede. Like, there isn't an attack that's being enabled by me Spark Maging. Like, I still won't really be worth attacking with my Bug Catcher. So I think I'm just going to attack and play Geopede here. Hold on to our land because of Geopede. And then next turn, you know, Deadly Alliance and Spark Mage, or one or the other, will probably be useful. Wow, that sucks for them that they had to not kick that, but I've been there. Okay, so now I think we Spark Mage that Geyser Mage. Yeah. And now we attack with everything. So, yeah, I guess we'll kill the Survivor. I was a little surprised by that double block, but I'll take it. I do actually celebrate Christmas. It just doesn't have any religious significance for me. I grew up in a home where my mother was Christian, sort of. Not especially religious, but my mother was born a Christian and my dad was Jewish, so we do both. And my wife also was, you know, grew up Christian, so there you go. Feels like I should probably just Deadly Alliance, Master of Winds. See, they have 1 mana up. If I flash in Shatter Skull here, flash in. If I play it here, yeah, they're not going to die from that. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and just Deadly Alliance the Master. And then attack with everything, and that should set up some problems for them on a future turn. Yeah, that should pretty much do it, especially if we draw a land. We don't, but that's okay. Yeah, they go to 1. Oh my god, guys. It's our first winning record of the week. It only took like our 8th draft to get there. Yeah, celebrating both is fun. You know, all the secular elements of Christmas are, you know, the fun parts anyway, really, you know. Christian holidays are only as fun as they are because of Pope Gregory the Great, who decided to allow pagans to continue to observe their celebrations, but to change the meaning of those celebrations. For a little bit of sidetracked history there. I am starting a history channel soon. On that note, but yeah. Jay Dorfer, that's a pretty ethnocentric view of religion you got there. Hello, Juice Man. We're doing all right today. We're doing all right. We did go 1-3 in our first draft of the day, which was frustrating because the deck was probably good enough for at least 4 or 5 wins. But we're at 4-1 with this one, so... This is a hand where it's like, do I want to play my Null Priest on turn 2? I think the answer is probably no. Well, now we definitely don't, because we have a different 2-drop, but... If I did play the Null Priest this turn, I could then Electromancer... and, you know, play Teeter Peak Ambusher off the mana, but I think we just play the Teeter Peak. Hold on to No Priest for the late game, if we can. You know, if I hadn't drawn a 2-drop there, I might have played No Priest, but... Yeah, somebody who studies, like, the history of religion... I guess, I mean, the way I look at religion, generally speaking, is to say that everyone's views are different, but they're also all equally valid. I don't, like, think of people being quote-unquote wrong about things in the same way that, you know, I guess a lot of people do about religion. Attack for 1. So we're going to flash into Sky Dancer at the end of their turn. Ooh, it's a little problematic. We have removal, but we don't have any yet. Well, that was a good draw. So, yeah, I think we just kill this guy. Hold on a second. I can actually play Electromancer and then kill it. Oh, no, we can't. We need double black for kicker. Yeah, so we'll just kill it. Okay. Well, if nothing else, we can use the mana to pump our Ambusher. I guess that's what we're going to do here. Yeah. Thank you for the bits, Sinister, by the way. Forgot to thank you in the midst of our discussion of religion. You know, I surprisingly don't have students ask me what I believe that often when I teach about religion. And I mean, I taught a class on the history of heaven and hell, which there were students who really struggled with some of the concepts because they were... It seems like a lot of students come into a class like that thinking that everyone believes what they believe, and they're really shocked when they find out that's not the case. But I think part of the reason people don't ask me what I believe is because we always have Jewish holidays off, so they kind of know. Is it worth a block here? Because I'm just going to kick Null Priest next turn, but... I do actually have semi-reasonable attacks here, and I can still kick Null Priest in my second main phase. Yeah, so let's take the 6 here. They do have all the landfall shenanigans right now. So now, if they do kill this, I can reanimate it and then play Pack Beast, which is pretty nice. Alright, so we're going to attack with everything here. See what happens. Oh boy, if they block our Electromancer, we're going to be pretty happy if that's what they choose. We're going to be okay with whatever they choose, honestly, but... Ooh, so you're just going to let me kill both of them? I teach a pretty religious demographic too, but maybe not as religious. Wow, I'm just going to kill both of these if that's... And not worry about... Yeah. kicking my card this turn. All right. I'm surprised they blocked like that. I guess they were that concerned about the ambusher. I wonder if they can just kill us here with something. I think there's a very real chance they can get pretty close to killing me here with fling or something. Like trick plus fling. Because that would explain why they blocked the way they did, to avoid like complete disaster of me pumping my guy and potentially killing them. And it would explain their attack here. So I think I'm actually going to block. I think there's a good chance they have... Ah, crap. That thing has been way more of a problem than I ever expected it to be. That life gain. Alright. So, we're going to attack. Do we then want to kick our Null Priest, or do we just want to increase their clock in the sky with Sky Dancer? I actually think increasing the clock might be better right now. Yeah, I think it is. So we do have to worry about fling here. Yeah, I have had students think I'm Christian straight up before, because I also study medieval Christianity, actually. Kind of funny. I study religious conversion, specifically, though, between Jews and Christians, so I overlap into both areas. Interesting. 6, 11, that's 14. Let's mill them. If I could find a way. So I'm going to have to chump block here, and I guess I'll block the Baloth. I couldn't take it. It was lethal. Otherwise, that would have been the plan. Yeah. I don't think this is going to get us there. The lifelink does matter. Don't get me wrong. If only I had something in my hand to cast off of that. That would be beautiful. Oh, that's cool, Aminavoy. The Dominicans are interesting, certainly. And so are medieval universities. So... they only have one warrior, right? Does that mean I can get away with an attack? I think it does, because I'm going to gain back 2. Yeah. We do have to hope they don't draw another warrior. Or a land. If they don't draw a land, that would be kind of okay. As long as the card they do draw isn't that good, anyway. Yeah, I mean, I teach the Inquisition, too. So Dominicans obviously come up a lot there. I also think the Dominicans are really interesting in terms of medieval science, since they're like basically all of them. All of the medieval scientists. Mine, more specifically, was on gender and Jewish conversion to Christianity between 1096 and 1500, that is, in France and Germany. I don't just teach the Spanish Inquisition. There's a lot more Inquisitions than the Spanish one. Most people just aren't aware of them. But yes, I do teach it. I taught a whole class on Inquisitions, actually, over the summer. Yeah, it was over the summer. Inquisitions plural. So, yeah. Oh, I get it, Hybrim. So... yeah, we got a block, I think. And I think we want to hold on to the Menace Lifelinker. Because it's harder for them to block it. So we can't even, like, block Brush Fire. Well, I'd say, Fleur, that the Spanish Inquisition outside of the Dutch United Republic was pretty light. Or, well, it wasn't the Dutch United Republic yet, but by the 16th century, the Spanish Inquisition gets pretty scary, is my point. But you're right, in the early goings, it's not that crazy compared to a normal court. Okay. Let's play this Fisher Wizard. Hey, another land. Yeah, the Franciscans are very involved in the Inquisition as well. I looked at... the main thing I look at with the Mendicants is their attempts to convert Jews, obviously enough. So... they're going to have to double block Null Priest, and I'll get to kill something and go to 8. But then... I think I'm in serious danger of death. I mean, I am anyway. I wish I'd drawn a real card off of that trigger. I think we can really only attack with 1. We have to be really safe here. They may very well have a fling. But yeah. Fling. Fling for the win. I think they've had a fling this whole time. Oh, Royal Eruption for the win. Yeah, burning people at the stake was actually far more common outside of the Middle Ages. It was far more common after the Protestant Reformation is when the Spanish Inquisition gets really scary, and that's when you start seeing it happen more. And it's not just the Spanish Inquisition. You know, you have famously Mary of England, Mary the First of England, and then Elizabeth too, burning people at the stake for not being the right religion. All right, so that game was rough, but not, you know, both decks. I mean, it was a good game. Yeah, Vincent of Beauvais. Good stuff. Is your PhD in... oh, you said he taught history, so I'm guessing it's in history and not religion. Oh, if you repented, nothing bad happened to you in the Inquisition. The problem was people who would not repent. Which there were a decent number of. Do we want to keep this hand? It's a little scary to keep, I think. Yeah, I think I'm sending it back. Okay, this one's only marginally better. But, yeah, so we'll keep 6, and I think we probably want to keep Spark Mage more than Sorcerer in this particular hand. Yeah, mine's a medieval history as well. Okay. God, what do I discard? Honestly, I think I may discard a Deadly Alliance here in an attempt to find land. We did it. Alright, we're in business now. We are pretty far behind on cards, so it may be a tough one to win here. Luckily, we can kill that for a variety of reasons. That's lucky. Allowing that to be in play in general is bad news, but look how many cards our opponent has in their hand and how many we have. It's not pretty, and it just got worse. Yep. You know, I would be pretty disappointed in most cases that we went 4-3 here, but given how our drafts have gone, it feels pretty good, you know? It feels pretty good to not lose more than we win. Well, may as well do this. Well, Fleur, I would say that you're right that witch hunts and stuff are worse in the Protestant world, but they definitely happen in the Catholic world. They happen as a result of a few things. You know, one of them is that both Protestants and Catholics started insisting on really strict orthodoxy because to their particular faith in a way they, especially Catholics, hadn't before. And so one of the things that happens from the Catholic point of view is they start to really view people who practice folk medicine, and women especially, who do those things, who've been doing it for centuries at that point, as problems in society when they didn't before the Protestant Reformation. So you're right, it's worse in the Protestant world, and that's not how people make it seem a lot of the time. And that's partly because there's like a very Protestant narrative of history that is kind of dominant, especially in the United States, that also sort of holds that the Middle Ages were bad because of the church and, you know, things like that. But, yeah, I'm getting off on a big tangent here. So, I'm guessing they're going to make the Infiltrator unblockable. You know, we haven't lost this game yet. Our deck has the capacity to do more damage, certainly. They are drawing a bunch of extra cards. Ooh. That's a good draw. And I think we just go for damage here. We care more about damage than anything because if we can push through unblockable lethal at some point, we're going to be pretty happy. What in the heck are they doing? I think it's best to send through unblockable here, because with all the mana they have, of course, they could just have removal, in which case just attacking with everything is better. Maybe I just attack with these two and leave up Sneaking Guide to make Fisher Wizard unblockable. It's hard to know what to do here, because they have so many cards in their hand. I mean, maybe I just go for it with all of them. I mean, if all they're going to do is flash a blocker, we're kind of okay with it. Oh, the Duelist would be bad. That's a real possibility. So, yeah, this is what I think I'm going to do here. The cautious option. So we can make this unblockable. Yeah, Sky Dancer. That does kind of make me wish that I had just like sent in everything, but we'll make the Fisher Wizard unblockable. I can't believe we're in this game as much as we are. Oh, okay. There's the Duelist too. So we're probably not now. Yeah, I guess we always had the capacity to just draw a Minotaur. That would have been nice. I think we still have... Did they only mill one? We still have two more in our deck. So at least there's that. Ooh, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. It's not quite lethal. Wow, that's funny. They milled both our Sky Dancers. Oh, now it is. Alright. Yeah, 4 and 3. I mean... That game really didn't go our way overall. This deck was pretty good. I would have, like I said, I would have liked for it to do better. But given how much of a struggle we've had with winning, I'll take a 4 and 3 pretty happily right now.